This is Garrett Fry, the construction site sequence lead for 3D digital map painting, and we're looking at 856. So in this shot, you can see it starts off on the left and then pans over to the right. And as this construction site is progressing and becoming more and more filled in, there's less areas to put construction material, but it's still important that we put them in there. So we have areas on the set here that are right here, and over here. And we have this large area down here at the bottom of the frame. And then we also have some little space up there. So while you're putting them in, you have a couple of choices of where to put them. I'm saying put them in the open areas because it's not a good idea to put them where people are because that would require more work. The note was to fill in the open areas, but if you put them where a person is, that's creating extra work. Where you could hit that note and not actually create extra work for yourself. So make sure that you're not putting them in places where there's people. There's plenty of open spaces here to fill it in without requiring more additional roto work. So when you are putting things down here, you can consider putting some heavy machinery, some of the pipes and things that are being installed down there for like some of these pylons and things, and all this different kinds of construction equipment. Just be mindful that when you are putting them down in this area, that it is gravel, and so it needs to kind of sit in the gravel a little bit. So maybe the gravel comes up on it, or it's a bit dirty on the bottom, and you need to also make sure that there's little tiny shadow shapes here and there, so that gives the indication that it is actually sitting in the ground, and that's the plane that it's sitting on. The lighting direction is coming from this way right here. So there's not a huge opportunity to have big raking shadows on things unless it's really big, right? And so for like big machinery and stuff like that, you can put a big shadow in there, which will help it kind of sit into the scene. Before you jump into your shot, it's a good idea to review the library of construction site materials. Do a bunch of quick matte painting tests by dragging photos into your shot and doing quick integrations. You will soon be able to discern the appropriate reference you should use for your shot.